All right, hello everybody. My name is Lacey. For those of you that I haven't met, I'm here at Grit City Wellness, and I have a yoga flow planned for us that is really more of a slow flow, basic movement, and just something to get our blood moving, get our body moving, bring some balance into the limbs, into the mind, into the body, and hopefully into the spirit. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, just sitting in a comfortable seat. You can go ahead and find any props that you might like to work with. If you have props at home, you can grab those. If you have blocks or a blanket, you can grab those. If you have a bolster, that's cool too. If you don't have any of these things and you want some props, you can grab some bed pillows, some couch pillows, maybe a stack of books, and just a thin blanket. But other than that, we'll go ahead and get started here in a comfortable seat. Cut, cut, cut. All right, hey everybody, my name is Lacey from Grit City Wellness. I have a yoga flow here created for us that's just going to get our body moving, get our blood moving and circulating through the body, and really just stretch us out a little bit. So we won't be on our feet for too long, but we will be standing. Cut, 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 cut. All right, hey everybody, my name is Lacey. If I haven't met you, I'm here at Grit City Wellness, and I have a gentle yoga flow prepared for us. We're gonna get started in a seated position, crossing at the ankles. If you know that you need props or you have props at home that you would like to use, you can go ahead and grab them so that they're available to you. But we'll go ahead and get started in a seat, removing the flesh from the sits bones, hands to the knees, and then go ahead and just start to get settled into your seat. Close the eyes down. Take your first few breaths to settle into the space. I'm just going to begin here by bringing awareness to the body. Perhaps you do just a really quick mental scan from the crown of the head all the way through the body and out the toes. Start to begin to notice where you're holding tension, where you might feel a little stiff or stagnant. Or perhaps places that feel open or unlocked to you. Just recognizing and letting go a little bit more. Dropping the shoulders, letting go of the hips and the hip flexors, letting go of the quads and the knees. Allowing softness to wash over the skin and the limbs. And then we'll go ahead and bring our awareness to our energy. How are you feeling within this moment? There's no need to change anything. Just notice. Maybe you're feeling tired or sleepy, or maybe you're feeling energized, vibrant. Just notice. And then we'll go ahead and bring our awareness to the breath. Does it feel stuck or choppy? Or does it feel fluid and easy? Just begin to notice where the breath is. Try to balance it out a little bit more. Sitting in your seat, go ahead and take your next round of breath. And exhale the air all the way out of the body, all the way away from the space. Take our next inhale to a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, holding at the top. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding at the bottom. Maybe pressing out a little bit of extra air, and then inhale to a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, holding at the top. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding at the bottom. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Go ahead and return to your natural breath rhythm, natural fluidity. And then here with eyes closed down or otherwise, if you want to flutter the eyes open, you can go ahead and flutter them open. But we're just going to stay in our seat, gently start to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Feeling some length through the left side of the neck. And then go ahead and take your next inhale. The head comes back up through center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Same thing on the opposite side. And we'll do one more time each side. Inhale the head back up through center. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder. Just gently start to reach the left fingertips out to the left. Feel that stretch down the left arm. And inhale the head back up through center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. This time reaching the right fingertips out to the right. Feel the stretch through the right arm. Inhale the head back up through center. And exhale. This time we're going to go ahead and drop the chin towards the chest. Roll the head from side to side. Press through the upper back, pressing through the shoulder blades. Rolling the head from right to left. Breathing here. Find your natural inhale and exhale. Feel free to linger in any spots that need it the most. One more round of breath. Exhaling eventually to come back to stillness. Bring the head back up through neutral. Meeting in our seat. Go ahead and reach the right fingertips out to the right. Let's do side body stretching here. Inhale, lift the left fingertips up towards the sky. And then all the way up and over towards the right. Gazing up towards the sky, maybe spiraling the heart open towards the ceiling. Taking another inhale, really reach the right or the left fingertips over towards the right. And then exhale, go ahead and bring the left hand down. Reaching the left fingertips out to the left, same thing on the opposite side. Inhale the right fingertips up towards the sky. Reaching right fingertips up and over, feel that stretch through the right side. Gaze up towards the sky, spiral the body open. One more inhale, reaches right fingertips, reach, over to the left. And then exhale, go ahead and return the right hand back down to the right side. Let's do that one more time each side. Reach the right fingertips out. Inhale, left fingertips all the way up and over. This time, maybe you decide you can go a little bit deeper. So you come down to the right forearm. Keep the left sitting bone in contact with the earth, with the mat. Gazing up towards the sky, really feeling that depth into the left hip. One more inhale, reaches fingertips. And exhale to go ahead and come on up. Left fingertips back down towards the floor. Reaching left fingertips out to the left. Inhale, right fingertips up towards the sky. Coming down into things a little bit deeper. Coming down onto that left forearm. Reach the right sitting bone this time down towards the earth. Feel that length through the right side. Gaze up towards the sky. One more inhale, reaches the fingertips. And exhale, go ahead and press yourself all the way back up to your seat. Finding your seat, we're gonna roll over the ankles, or you can flip the feet out to the side. Go ahead and come into your tabletop position from here. So as we find our tabletop position, we'll go ahead and bring the shoulders right over the wrists. The hips are right over the knees. And we're gonna continue with that side body stretching from here. So we're gonna take our next inhale, and then exhale, just gently start to gaze over the right shoulder towards the right hip. Press into the left side body. Press into the left hip, find length. And then we'll inhale to come back through center, find neutral, and then exhale to the opposite side. Gaze over the left shoulder, press through the right side body. And then inhale, we'll come back through center one more time each side. Gaze right, press through left. And then inhale back through center. Exhale to gaze left, press through right. And we'll inhale to come back through center. We're gonna do some fire hydrants here, or working through the hip a little bit, finding a little bit of movement and engagement. So go ahead and stay planted into the palms and the right knee. We'll go ahead and take our next inhale. Lift the left knee up towards the sky until you feel engagement into the outer side of the left hip and into the left glute. And then exhale, go ahead and drop the knee back down towards the mat. Keep the knee hovering above the earth, above the mat. Take your next inhale, lift the knee towards the sky. Keep that 90-degree bend in the knee, and then exhale, drop the knee back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. And inhale to lift. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale to release. Cool. Go ahead and bring that left knee back down to meet the right. We'll stay in our tabletop position. Let's go ahead and keep working through the left side. Go ahead and extend that left leg out to the side. Bring the sole of the foot down to the floor. We're gonna stretch out through the inner left thigh. So take your next inhale, roll the weight into the palms, and then exhale to start to drop the hips down towards that right heel until you start to feel some resistance through the left hip. Once you feel resistance, go ahead and stop there. Work with that space. And then we'll take our next inhale. Go ahead and come out of the stretch. Bring the weight into the palms, shifting forward just a little bit before exhaling to drop the hips back again. Coming back into the stretch. Maybe going a little bit deeper this time. And then we'll inhale, come back up onto the palms, and exhale. Go ahead and return that left knee back in to meet the right. And then we'll go ahead and do the opposite side. So starting with those fire hydrants, plant into the hands and the left knee. Take your next inhale, lift the right knee up towards the sky. Keep that 90-degree bend in the knee. And then exhale, go ahead and drop the knee back down to meet the left. Keep the knee hovering above the mat. And inhale, lift the knee back up towards the sky. Exhale, lower the knee down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Inhale to lift. And exhale, release. One more time just like that. Inhale to lift. And exhale, release the right knee back down to meet the left. Finding that tabletop position, we'll go ahead and stretch out through the right inner thigh this time. Bring the right foot, the right leg out to the right, sole of the foot down. Inhale to roll the weight into the hands and the fingers, and then exhale to shift the hips back towards that left heel until you feel that resistance. Stopping there. Breathe into sensation. And we'll take our next inhale, bring the weight back up into the palms, and exhale, shift the weight back once again. Maybe surpassing where you just were, maybe Notice what the body is saying to you. Notice what that right hip is saying to you. And we'll take our next inhale, come back up into the palms, return right knee back in to meet the left in our tabletop position. And finding our tabletop position from here, go ahead and extend that left leg back. Yeah, so left leg is extended back behind us. Go ahead and tuck the toes, bring the toes down to the floor, down to the mat. And then from here, go ahead and drive your weight back. Press through that left heel, or drive that left heel back. Press the palms into the floor, just for a nice juicy calf stretch here. Finding breath. And one more inhale. And we'll exhale, come back to our tabletop position. Same thing on the opposite side. Extend out through the right leg. Tuck the toes. Bring the toes down to the floor. And then drive through the right heel. Press the palms into the mat. Moving the body weight backwards. Finding that calf stretch on this opposite side. One more full breath in. And exhale, go ahead and return back to your tabletop position. As we find our tabletop position, go ahead and tuck the toes here. We're going to come into toe stretch. So this might be enough for you. If you want to continue into the toe stretch, walk the hands back a little bit, a couple of inches. Shift the hips down towards the heels. Maybe this is enough for you, and you can go ahead and stop here if that's the case. If you want to go a little bit further, go ahead and start to bring the hands up onto the thighs, sitting the hips all the way down to the heels. Feel that stretch through the plantar fascial ligament here. And then you can even reach behind you, tuck the pinky toe in on both sides, and then start to sway from side to side, sway from right to left. Really getting all 10 toes included in the toe stretch. And we'll take another inhale here, and then exhale. Start to walk the hands back out to your tabletop position, untuck the toes, and then go ahead and just slap the tops of the feet onto the mat a little bit. Just releasing that stretch. As we come back to stillness, back to neutral in our tabletop, we'll take some cat-cow tilts from here. So when you're ready, go ahead and take your next inhale. Drop the belly, lift the gaze, roll the shoulders open, lift the tail. And then exhale into cat pose. Drop the tail, drop the head, gaze towards the belly button, round through the spine. And then inhale into cow pose, drop the belly, lift the heart through the arms. And then exhale, cat pose, round through the spine. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, roll the shoulders open. And exhale, round through the spine. Drop the gaze and the tail. Inhale, open, drop the belly. And exhale, close up the shape. Round through the spine. Let's go ahead and inhale to come back to our tabletop position. We'll come back to a child's pose from here, bringing the knees out wide, big toes in to touch behind you. Shift the weight back, hips to heels, arms out long, reach the fingertips up for the top of the mat. Bring the forehead down to the mat, maybe the chin or maybe a cheek. And then here in this position, we really try to let go of any engagement through the body. Allow passivity to wash through the limbs as the hips become a little bit more heavy down towards the earth. Finding breath and noticing how it's different. Letting the breath fill the back body and side ribs with air. And then from here, go ahead and start to shift the forehead from side to side. Shift the hips from side to side, right to left. And then within the next couple of breaths, go ahead and press yourself back up to a tabletop position. As we come up back up to a tabletop position, go ahead and reach the fingertips, the hands up a couple of inches, tuck the toes, and lift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. As we lift up to downward facing dog, go ahead and pedal out through the legs, pedal out through the knees. Find some movement here, really loosening everything up. Maybe even coming into the toes, stretching through the toes. But wherever you are in your downward facing dog within your movement, make sure that you're pressing actively and evenly through the entire surface area of the palms, the fingers, and the fingertips. Specifically that L shape between the pointer finger and the thumb. And we'll take another inhale and exhale. Go ahead and come back to stillness, reaching the heels down towards the floor. From here, go ahead and shorten up your down dog. Just step in a little bit, just a few inches closer towards the hands. So as we find this find this down dog a little bit shorter, go ahead and plant into the left hand. Reach the right hand for the left heel or the left ankle. And then really drive into that left ankle, just finding a little bit of a twist, maybe pulling yourself through or underneath the body, gazing up towards the sky. Taking another inhale. And exhale, go ahead and release right hand back up to meet the left. Press into the right hand. Go ahead and grab for right ankle or right heel with the left hand. Same thing here, spiraling open towards the right. Gaze up underneath the right arm. Drive through that right heel. Feel a little bit of stretch through the shoulder blade. And we'll take another inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and release back to downward facing dog. Inhaling to bend through the knees, gaze forward. Exhale to walk, hop, or step the feet up to meet the hands in your forward fold. So as we come to our forward fold, go ahead and toe heel the feet out about hips distance, maybe a little bit wider. Bend generously through the knees to drape the body forward, maybe even grabbing opposite elbow with opposite hand. Sway from side to side, shake the head yes and no. Find some decompression in the back body. One more full breath in. And exhale, go ahead and release the hands back down towards the floor. Yeah. And then from here, go ahead and start to straighten out through the legs. Interlace the fingers at the sacrum behind the back, near the glutes. And then from here, go ahead and start to bend forward, fold forward. The hands start to leave the sacrum and come all the way up and over towards the front of the mat. Just really washing and rinsing out through the shoulders. Breathing here. And go ahead and bend through that right knee a little bit more. And as we bend through the right knee, we can start to open up towards the left, gazing towards the sky. Same thing on the opposite side as we come back through center, bend through the left knee, start to straighten out through the right leg just a little bit, gaze up towards the sky, rinsing out through the right shoulder a little bit more. Last full breath in. And exhale, come back through center. Go ahead and release the hands back down towards the sacrum. The hands slide down the legs all the way to the mat. Straightening out through the legs if they're not already straight. Take an inhale to lift halfway, hands to shins or thighs, crown of the head shooting forward. and exhale to release. 2 more times just like that. Inhale to lift. The tailbone is shooting back, crown of the head shooting forward, and exhale, release down towards the floor. Last time, inhale to lift. Pull the belly button towards the spine, find length, and exhale to release down towards the floor. While we're in our forward fold here, go ahead and toe heel the feet out about mat's distance or maybe a little bit wider. And then as you toe heel the feet out, the toes will be out, the heels will be in. Sink the hips down into your yogi squat. Bring hands to heart center. Elbows pressing into the knees. And then just go ahead and shift from side to side. Just stretching out through the hips. Finding breath. And then from here, go ahead and reach the right fingertips out towards the right. Take the left fingertips up towards the sky, just finding a little gentle twist here, gaze up. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and bring hands back to heart center. You can go ahead and reach left fingertips out to the left. Inhale, right fingertips up towards the sky, twisting to the opposite side. And eventually exhaling to bring the hands in heart center. From here, go ahead and gracefully or otherwise come to a seat. We'll bring the legs out long. As the legs come out long, take your next inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms pressed, maybe gazing towards the thumbs, and exhale to fold forward. Just passively folding forward, no need to grab for toes or feet. Allow the arms to be heavy, round through the back body, drop the gaze towards the shins or the knees. One more full breath in. And exhale, go ahead and start to round back up the spine all the way to rise to a seat. And then we'll go ahead and recline all the way down onto the back body. Slow with control, reclining all the way down onto the back body. Take your next inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Find a full body stretch, reaching toe tips down for the bottom of the mat. And then exhale, pull the knees in, hands to knees. Give yourself a squeeze here, roll around on the low back. Eventually bringing movement to stillness, keep the knees together, stack them and drop them to the right for a supine twist. Now here you can either keep the knees stacked or if you'd rather stagger the knees and that feels a little bit better, you can do that also. But whatever the case, bring the arms out long, out wide, either to a T or a cactus shape. And then start to shift the head as if you were gazing over the left shoulder to complete the twist here. And then again, just like we did in the beginning of class, go ahead and do that full body scan. From head to toes. Notice where you're holding tension. The places of the body that might feel a little bit closed off or maybe a little bit more open. Start to create balance. Start to let go. Allow fluidity to come back into the breath. Find our next inhale. And exhale, start to unwind back through center, being careful with the low back as you start to pull the knees back into the chest. Hands to knees, give yourself a squeeze. Maybe take a little bit of movement here, rocking back and forth or left to right, before restacking the knees and letting them fall to the left. As we find balance through that opposite side, arms out to a T. Feeling into your breath.
then take our next inhale here. And exhale, start to pull the knees back into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze, hands come to the knees, pull the knees in. And then from here, go ahead and reach the hands between the knees, either peace sign fingers around the big toes, or the hands reach for the blade side edges of the feet, knees out wide, rolling from side to side in happy baby. Perhaps even extending one leg up towards the sky and then the other. Really feeling out through the backs of the legs, the backs of the knees. And we'll take one more breath in before exhaling to come back to stillness. Bring the legs out wide, arms out wide, classically to a 45-degree angle for a little bit of final rest. And we won't be here for too long, but just long enough to return back to that full body scan, back to that energy scan. Notice how things have started to change, how things have started to shift. Perhaps you feel more awake, or perhaps you feel more sleepy, or maybe you don't feel anything, and that's okay too. Breathing through it. Allow the skin to soften down towards the bones. The eyes close down. Taking a few breaths here. Moving the fingers and the toes, shifting hips from side to side, shifting head from side to side. Slowly bending through the elbows, bring the arms up overhead. Find that full body stretch once again, reaching the toes down for the bottom of the mat. And then exhale to pull the knees back into the chest, give yourself a squeeze. Eventually rolling to your favorite side, right or left. On your favorite side, take 3 rounds of breath. And on that third exhale, slowly start to press into the palms. Lift yourself all the way up to a seat. As we lift up to a seat, cross at the ankles. The hands can come to the knees. Closing the eyes down. Taking a few breaths here before returning hands to the heart, palms together. Deepest bowing in gratitude to each and every one of you. I salute. Namaste.